start with Robin. As a candidate or an elected official, you are seen as a role model for the community. Do you think that your comments on social media portray you as a positive role model, and how?
Well, thank you for that question. I don't comment, and one of the reasons why you won't see a large presence from me on Facebook is, quite frankly, my position in this community. I am a teacher at Norco High School, and I do serve as a role model for hundreds of students a year. I don't friend students on Facebook or any of that, and the few of you that are my friends on, and I use that in quotes, on Facebook, will see most of the time I'm posting about my children, I'm putting educational articles up or funny things. Social media, in my opinion, is not the place to hash out the world's problems, critique other people or other businesses or any of that kind of stuff. So yes, I believe what is posted on social media is a reflection of the person behind the picture and the keyboard.
As far as social media goes, we have our own pages, and then we have forums for discussion, so it would depend on, I guess, what type of social media you're talking about. But I think when you're discussing in forums different things, different politics, I think that, you know, everybody has a right to their own opinion. What somebody may think is showing a positive response, somebody else may think is showing a negative response. So I guess it's everybody's own opinion. What they, you know, how you want to interpret what somebody else says would be, you know, up to your mindset and your beliefs.
Thank you. Herbert.
Early on, I had a mayor's message page, and then I thought it wasn't be appropriate to keep that up while I was running for re-election, so I changed that, did away with it. And what I did was I used Facebook to help people with questions and problems. I got one today. The question was, who is paying for that upgrade on North Drive over there? Is it RDA funds or was it Measure A funds? That's the stuff that I go on Facebook and then I try to resolve a question that they may have. It was RDA funds and Measure A funds, if that person is in the audience today, and it can be very damaging. We all know that teenagers get involved in it and eventually they end up killing themselves because of some of the comments. It's a disaster. Yes, it can be very useful, but not all the time.
On this Facebook page, I run 3 pages. The Norco events page, which I try to let people know what's going on up in Ingalls and the rest of town. I also have the California Rodeo happenings, which I use for rodeo events up and down the state, to include Arizona and Oregon. I let them know about the rodeo and team ropings and barrel races that are going to occur there. And then I also am one of the monitors or administrators of the Norco Horsemen's Association page, again, publicizing events that are going on. That's why I use social media, to make sure people are informed, and that's what I believe it should be used for. But I also have my own page, and I restrict my own page to my friends and people that think like me. So if I throw a political thing on over a national item, that's because I'm addressing it with people that think like myself, and not everybody in the world to see. Thank you.
Well, as myself, I also started a page about 5 years ago called News for Norco. Felt there was a need for more information to get out to the public, and I truly believe Facebook can be what you make of it. It can be an informative tool, it can be a way to share and get that information to them. It can be a supportive tool. It allowed me to put a group together called Norconians Helping Norconians, where we get to go out and help seniors, veterans, and disabled clean up their properties. It allows me to facilitate that, organize it, So it is a useful tool at that point. It can also be destructive. You can see how foolish it can get at times. But again, putting the facts out there so people can read it in black and white, give them the link so they can read it. As an administrator of a page, you have a higher level of responsibility. And I apologized recently to many of the residents because I wasn't able to reel it in all the time. And so you have to make sure you stay on top of that. What's the next best thing that's going to be coming up?
Jason?
Well, social media. So I have a Facebook page. I have two things. A Facebook page, it's a private page that I keep private and restricted to only my friends. And then I have a Facebook page that is in reference to this city council election. I've stayed fairly active trying to put my message out there to so many people. What better way to reach so many people so quickly than on Facebook? It is a great tool when used right and not abused. I've used it to share and promote charity events, to bring people to a 5K run charity event that I've helped chair. What a great tool for advertising. With that, you have to be mindful that everybody does watch your posts. Everybody sees what you say. Have I said things at times that are inappropriate? I sure hope not. I haven't tried to upset anyone. I very rarely use my personal page, and I do that. I do that on purpose. I think Facebook, while it can be good, if misused and mismanaged, it is a horrible way to get misinformation out there.
Can I revet something real quick? I think it's important that we understand that if we're using Facebook or social media as a means of collecting information, that we vet that information and we do our homework and we do our research. A lot of people are taking somebody's word on Facebook as the truth, maybe because of a title or who they are, and that's not necessarily true. Ladies and gentlemen, don't use social media as your only form of information. Do your homework.
Yes, Lisa.
I just have to make a quick comment. When I was in City Hall today, a man came in very upset, and there was a picture of the new sign, and somebody had said, like, Riverside drivers slow the F down or something. But he came in and was showing it to the city clerk and thought the city did it. And she's like, no, that's not us, you know. But he was really upset, and he thought it was coming from the city.
Communication is a wonderful thing.